For joining us here today on NewsX World. The Pentagon has prepared a second aircraft carrier strike group for deployment to the Middle East as the US military braces for potential action against Iran. President Trump indicated that he is considering sending another carrier if negotiations with Iran fail. Although no official deployment order has been given yet, this additional carrier would join the USS Abraham Lincoln, which is already in the region. Furthermore, the USS George H.W. Bush, currently finishing training exercises, is expected to be deployed within 2 weeks, with its training scheduled possibly accelerated. As we know that in Iran, that after the USS Abraham Lincoln was deployed to the area, it did spark up concerns that there was going to be some strikes and attacks onto Iran, but it never happened, as Iran was also readying up to strike back at the US. Now, as we have just heard that the USS George H.W. Bush is now gearing up to go, we are waiting to hear comments from Iran about this situation. President Trump indicated that he is considering sending this carrier if negotiations again fail with Iran. We know they had talks in Oman about this agreement that they both can't come to. However, if this next set of talks fail, then the USS Although no official deployment order has been given yet, this additional carrier would join the USS Abraham Lincoln, which is already in the region, as we know. The USS George H.W. Bush currently is finishing their training exercises and is expected to be deployed within at least 2 weeks, with its training schedule possibly accelerated. The Pentagon has said that there has not been any clear instructions for it to go ahead. We are joined back with Raymond Vickery. Thank you for joining us back here today on NewsX World. So the US is now thinking of sending another USS George H.W. Bush to go to Iran. What do you think this could happen? Because could this be a threat that he wants to give Iran, but Iran could just attack back? Or do you think Iran will take this as we need to get these talks moving?
Well, thanks for allowing me to comment on this. It seems to me that the movement of yet another carrier to Iran really is part of a pattern of trying to coerce Iran on both its nuclear program, which, by the way, President Trump had said was obliterated, but obviously is not, and to coerce them on the issue of missiles. Whether or not this will be the prelude to war is not known, because there does not seem to be either an overall strategy or partners or principles upon which to wage peace, which is the ultimate goal, rather than simply treating this as a transaction in which the leaders of Iran and the United States are involved, And like a real estate deal, President Trump will be able to come out with an outcome that he says is a triumph for him. So this is a very disconcerting approach to keep putting more and more firepower into the area around Iran. And what has kept this from coming to a military head at this point, of course, is the fact that it's not just Iran when you talk about waging war around the Persian Gulf, because through the Straits of Hormuz from the Persian Gulf come Saudi Arabian oil, come United Arab Emirates, come Kuwaiti, Iraqi oil. All of those countries will be definitely impacted should there be a commencement of military hostilities. So yes, it's very disconcerting that this ship movement has taken place, as opposed to some sort of peace waging, which would have partners, would have principles, and would have an overall strategy. But that's not the way in which the President Trump administration works. Well, the way in which it seems to work is to thrive on chaos and then hope that everything will turn out in favor of President Trump in the end. The problem with this approach, of course, is miscalculation. Miscalculation which can be set off by Iranian attacks on the forces which are there, or going over the red lines which have been set by Iran. So we do not know this outcome, but it's a very disconcerting development in the whole Iranian situation.
Thank you so much for joining us here today on NewsX World. We have some breaking news that's just come in. Another group